Zawu, overrated or underrated?
So I haven't been in the scene in a long time and I haven't played against him a lot, so I can't overrate or underrate him. But just while looking at how they're doing, I feel like he's a bit overrated, especially because his team puts him in all the best positions and flashes for him, and pretty much makes him the star player.
In-game intelligence, overrated or underrated?
In-game intelligence, I would say underrated. I feel like if you have really good game sense or intelligence in game, then you don't have to have a lot of skill to be in a top team. I feel like I'm probably not one of the most skilled players in the CSGO scene, and I still have played at the top level for a long time, and I feel like I can outplay any player, no matter how much better skill-wise they are.
The DEAGLE, overrated or underrated?
The deal, this is a hard one. It depends which player you are. Like, it could be underrated, it could be overrated. I feel like if a player is really good with the deal, it's underrated, but like most people are pretty bad with the deal, so it's overrated in terms of that. So I have to say, like, it's both, depending on who is using it.
Get right, overrated or underrated?
Get right, I feel like he was probably underrated in his 1.6 days, but I think in CSGO he's overrated for sure. I guess as soon as teams figure out like what he does, he was never the player that he once was, and I feel like he struggled to adapt after that, and he just became like an average player after that.
INFERNO, overrated or underrated?
I think it's underrated. There's so much like variations on the map. I think it's still not like fully utilized and fully like what to say. Everyone doesn't know how to play it yet, and you can still find new ways to play it. So I think it's really underrated.
Danger Zone, overrated or underrated?
Danger Zone is just overrated as F. I've played it maybe twice. It's just a worse battle royale game than any of the other ones, so it's overrated.
HEATON, overrated or underrated?
I think he's overrated. Like, of course, he played a long time ago, but like people back then, they weren't really good at the game, so I don't feel like it was hard to become such a legend at that time.
Ice hockey, overrated or underrated?
Ice hockey? Underrated. Underrated as fuck.
Who do you support?
I love ice hockey. I don't support any team in general. I just like watching NHL and following like Swedes, and pretty much I got into ice hockey like 2 years ago more, and then I tried to like follow the newcomers of the Swedish scene, so I just like watching them.
MBK, overrated or underrated?
MBK, I've always felt like he was overrated. Maybe he was like really good in the start of CSGO, maybe he was a beast in Source, but I've never like felt that he's that great of a player.
Overpass, underrated or overrated?
Overpass, I think I would say underrated. I still think it's not a lot of teams that are really good on the map, and I don't think a lot of teams can like play with the rotations and like make the teams they play against like mind game them and play very tactically and like just mess with their rotations. And I think if teams actually can do that, then they're gonna be like a really good team on Overpass.
UK CSGO, overrated or underrated?
Everyone knows UK CS is overrated. Even though there's like the rating is pretty much dog shit, it's still overrated.
MARKELOFF, Overrated or underrated?
MARKELOFF, probably underrated. Like I felt like he has came in to Navi and just won a whole year by himself, pretty much. Like, of course, he had a really good team, but he was like the centerpiece of Navi, and he just like took so much control from other teams, and I feel like he was a really like important piece for Navi.